In the last unit, you learned that given two sides of a triangle, you could find the range of the third. But in the case where you know it's a right triangle, you can actually find the length of the third with Pythagorean Theorem. And we saw this in Unit 1 when we were finding distances. This is on the back of the SOL formula sheet, so if you don't remember it, you can always refer to that. It has this picture and this equation. The side opposite the right angle is called the hypotenuse. And the other two sides, the ones that make the right angle, are called the legs. So this right here, which is always C, the one that goes by itself, is your hypotenuse. It's opposite the right angle, okay? And then the other two are called your legs. In the equation, it doesn't matter the two legs A and B, they're interchangeable. But C is the important one. That has to be the one opposite the right angle, the hypotenuse. Okay, so if we have two sides, so for example in this first picture here we've got 8 and 13. Slide this up, make sure you can see it. Okay, so the most important thing is we correctly identify the hypotenuse. So here's the hypotenuse. So that's got to be your C. Again, the other two, it's not going to matter, A or B. Okay, addition is commutative, so it won't make a difference when you solve your equation. So I'm going to call this one A and this one B. Okay, so I'm going to plug into this formula. A squared plus B squared equals C squared. Okay. When everything is on the same side, you're not using algebra yet, we're just combining like terms. So 8 squared, 13 squared, or really you can do that whole thing on the calculator. 8 squared plus 13 squared, since it's all on the same side. Okay, 233. Now to finish solving this, the inverse operation of squaring is square rooting. Okay, so I'm going to get x on this side. On your calculator, you have to hit second because it's on top of the square key, and 233. Okay, enter. 15, let's see, what do my directions say? The nearest tenth. So that's the first decimal place. Remember, we don't just cut off. Okay, we're going to go ahead and look at the next digit. It's a 6, so that's going to move that up to a 3. 15.3. Okay, if you think you've got this and you want to hit pause before I do the next one, you could. Okay, the next one is a little different though, because this time, notice, we have the hypotenuse. So the algebra in this, the solving will be slightly different. This is my A and B, so 6 squared plus y squared equals 9 squared. Okay, now with the algebra in this one, I'm going to have to go ahead and do these separately because I'm going to have to get y alone. 9 squared, 81. So to get y alone here, I now need to move 36 to the other side. I'm going to do that with my inverse operation. I'm going to subtract. Okay. So I get y squared equals 45. And the inverse operation here again, I'm going to have to square root. And I'm going to get 6.7. This time when I estimate here, my next number is a digit, my next digit is a 0, so that's going to leave 7 where it is. So it's going to be 6.7. Okay, now if you, sometimes you have multiple choice and it might, instead of having it as a decimal, it might have this as a simplified radical. If you don't remember how to do that from algebra on a multiple choice, you could just put the answers in to see which one is going to be equivalent to about 6.7. Okay, so again, if you want to pause before trying the practice, before watching the video to try the practice, you can do that, but I'm going to keep going here now. So I have 2 more problems to try. Okay, so the first one, write the formula back down since we can't see it anymore. Okay, again, the one that's important is where's your hypotenuse? So we're going to go opposite the right angle to identify that. Okay, we're going to plug in the other sides, or legs, into A and B. And our K is going to be C. So this is all on the same side, so I just put it all in my calculator at once. I'm going to finish solving this. Square root both sides. So it's going to give me about 21.2. I'm going to go up to 2 because of that 8. And that just gives me K. Okay? By the way, your hypotenuse in a right triangle always needs to be the longest side. So one thing I should check when I'm done is this reasonable? Is this the longest side? Because that was my hypotenuse. That's going to tell me if I set it up right or if I solved it right. It is. 21's bigger than those 2. Also remember from Unit 6, these 2 have to add up to more than that. Their sum has to be more than the hypotenuse, so that's 27, which works. That makes me feel pretty confident about my answer. Okay, the last one. This is a situation where we have the hypotenuse, so our solving is going to look a little bit different. Okay, 4 squared 16, 5 squared 25. I'm going to subtract to get my m alone. And then my last step here is going to be to take the square root. So I get 3. And again, if I look at my picture, I like that answer because 5 is the longest side, my hypotenuse. 4 and 3 add up to 7, so it's going to make a triangle. So using all my information from Unit 6, I'm comfortable with my answer. Okay, go try some practice.